That's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. All my life, I've wanted to play hockey and see a wild lion in the same day. So I decided to go to Kenya. It's true, there are lions in Kenya. There are, in fact, many animals there. There is also the Ice Lions, Kenya's national hockey team, a real-life team comprised of skaters, coaches, and even a goalie. I participated in my 4th trip with the Howe International Friendship League. They're a tourism group that promotes goodwill through sport with an emphasis on developing youth sports programs across the world.
There's a bunch of extra wheels.
In Kenya, the Friendship League hosted a 3v3 round-robin tournament. Of the 5 teams, 1 were the Ice Lions, and the other 4 were a mix of locals and Friendship Leaguers. I was on Team 5, aka Abusement Park. We had one of the co-founders of the Ice Lions on our team, Ali Kalanga. He's dope.
My new friend.
Woo, what's up?
How's it going? We're teammates.
Now, this may surprise you, but there's only one hockey rink in all of Kenya. It rests inside the mighty Panari Hotel in Nairobi. Calling it a hockey rink might be a bit of an overstatement. For starters, it's a square. It's about the size of a 3v3 rink and even comes equipped with its own miniature Zamboni, which is amazing.
That's so awesome.
Cage screens are fastened to the boards to keep pucks from flying into the stands. In this rink, there are no slap shots, no offsides, there is no icing, but there is ice, and so we played. For a team comprised exclusively of self-taught players, the Kenyans were impressive. Yes, some were more confident than others, but they distributed the puck well and showcased a firm grasp of strategy. They were tenacious, in excellent shape, and surprisingly aggressive.
Yeah, they play the body.
Essentially, all of these players learned to skate without any equipment. So when CCM recently hooked them up with full gear, naturally, they felt invincible. The result? I can finally say I've been checked by a Kenyan national hockey player. As for their stamina, well, it turns out Nairobi is almost 6,000 feet above sea level. No one knows for sure what that is in the metric system, but it's the height my feeble lungs had only dreamed of playing at.
I'm already tired. It's been 2 shifts. I'm already tired.
The high altitude combined with the constant starting and stopping of the small rink resulted in a lot of very exhausted Mzungus. Fun fact, Mzungu is Swahili for essentially white people. The real definition is aimless wanderer, but they use it for anyone who doesn't look like a local, aka me. The hockey was thrilling, but being the Mzungu that I am, I needed to wander aimlessly. Kenya truly has it all. Mighty mountains, fertile plains, beaches that would make Stretch Armstrong jealous. It's the only place I know where you can go from not having a care in the world to worrying about getting killed by a snake in the same day. But that's Kenya, baby. This is Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. Nairobi is, by all definitions, a thriving modern metropolis. Every day, 5 million people bustle to and fro, creating a constant flux of feet and rubber. The buildings are bright, the streets are relatively clean, and even though it's a massive city, there's still plenty of space. Transportation is abundant in Nairobi. You can choose from one of the many buses, or if you're more of a free spirit, can travel by motorbike, or as they're called, boda bodas. Simply flag one down and negotiate a fare. They also double as security for when you find yourself in a jam. Like, let's say, when your car gets a flat tire in the middle of the slums at midnight. While the city has a lot going for it, I'd imagine Nairobi is famous for 3 things. 1, its proximity to natural wildlife. 2, its coffee. And 3, its traffic. there is always traffic. But that's okay, because in Kenya, you generally don't get the feeling that people are in a rush. It's not slow for the sake of being slow, rather it's slow so you can enjoy what truly matters. The sights you are about to see, the food you are about to eat, and of course, the company of those around you. As you venture outside of the city, the infrastructure challenges become more pronounced. The buildings, while bright, aren't necessarily up to code. Roads become challenging and sidewalks simply cease to exist. But those details have a way of feeling trivial, because in Kenya, everyone seems to operate under the same mantra: make the most out of what you have. And even though I was a Mzungu, I felt that same relentless optimism. No matter where I went, I was welcomed with warm smiles,
Hello?
high fives,
I'm good, how are you?
and of course, selfies.
My name's Alex. United States.
Welcome to Kenya.
Thank you.
All of the hockey, high altitude, and exploring can sure make a Mzungu hungry. And so I ate like a king. There's a very popular traditional carbohydrate in Kenya called ugali. It's a corn mash served hardened with a consistency somewhere in between bread and mashed potatoes. There's also a very specific way of eating it.
I'm gonna eat food the proper Kenyan way.
What's this food called?
This food is called
Ugali.
what she said.
Say ugali.
Ugali.
Okay, ugali.
Ugali.
And what's about the other one?
The other one, there's more?
Choma.
Nyama choma.
Yep, nyama choma.
Nyama choma.
Okay.
Kachumbari.
Kachumbari.
Yep. Okay, close. We'll accept that for now. You get half of it.
Spinach.
Yes. Okay. Now let's see you eating it.
Okay, so what
The
you
right
do,
way.
here's the right way. A lot of people don't realize this. You take a big ball, and then you put a little hole like this, and then you just you leave this hand down, and then you just grab something like this. Nope, we'll grab this, and then you just. That's it. It's that easy.
Congratulations, you're now a Kenyan. And the crowd goes wild.
Everyone clap. Everybody.
It was fun to explore all that Kenya had to offer, but it was important to remember why I was there in the first place: to crush a developing hockey program. The finals were coming up, and I had games to win.
Just played the third place game. Hank, what happened?
It was a tight game.
Yeah.
We lost 9-7.
We did not lose 9-7, Hank.
We did.
No, we won 9-7, Hank. You
Give
scored.
me some proof.
Who won? White or yellow? White won. We won! Yes, we won 9-7.
I scored the last one.
The last goal.
Truthfully, it was nice to be done because the hockey was exhausting and at times embarrassingly competitive. The Ice Lions made it to the finals, and for the championship game, the atmosphere was electric. The stands, however small, were packed, and what the fans lacked in numbers, they made up for in unbridled spirit. Camera crews from 3 of the nation's largest news networks showed up to cover the game. It was unlike anything I had ever seen.
Their feelings because they came out on top, but the game was very tight. Tell me, sir, what's your name?
My name's Alex Frecon. They're a very strong team, and they're just going to get better and better. To all the fans out there, they're going to be winning tournaments very soon. So they should.
There is no denying it. Despite the odds, hockey exists in Kenya. It's small, but it's there, and it's growing. So, how did they do it? How did they take something seemingly impossible and turn it into a reality? I got the chance to spend some time with the captain and co-founder of the Ice Lions, Ben. When asked what he's learned from his team's recent fame and success, he said something I found to be profound. Every dream is valid. And it's true. I'm sure at some point someone said it was ridiculous to start a Kenyan national hockey team. But when I looked out onto the ice after the championship game, that's exactly what I saw. I imagine they made this team the same way any dream is realized, by simply believing that it's possible. On our last day in Nairobi, we played inline hockey with some local kids. Chatting with them afterwards, I learned that one had walked over an hour and 40 minutes that morning to come play with us. And the crazy thing is, she didn't even seem to mind. I wasn't surprised to see Kenyans fall in love with hockey. It's a great game. What I did find remarkable, though, was the lengths they were willing to go to chase down something that they love. Their willingness to persevere for their dream and do it with a smile.
First time I played, this guy came up to me and said, "Did you play?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "You're not sweating." Remember that?
Not sweating at all.
Not skating hard enough.
If there is one thing playing hockey in Kenya has taught me, it's that you can do it. Whatever it is, every dream is valid. Believe in it and start acting. Good things will come. You just need to get started. You just need to keep going. And if your dream happens to be to one day play hockey and see a wild lion in the same day, then I've got great news, because I know the perfect place.
Selfie with the giraffe.
Hank just flicked me off. He just flicked me off in the middle of the Maasai country. This beautiful landscape, and he flicked me off.